If you speak to any Syrian who has lived in Syria, they can tell you that they've lived under an atmosphere of a police state with strong controlling powers and a history of brutality that is unheard of. There is no free election, there is no free media, there is no freedom of speech, there is certainly no freedom of religion. Every Syrian is in one open-air prison because they're denying the Syrian people their dignity, their rights, their basic human rights.
Inspired by the Arab revolutions in Tunisia and Egypt, Syrians realized that they cannot continue under this regime. People in Daraa rose up on March 15 against Bashar's tyranny.
A group of young boys were demonstrating in the street, writing slogans, anti-regime slogans on the wall.
الشعب يريد إسقاط النظام. The people want to bring down the regime.
Those boys were arrested, were tortured, and some of them were killed.
This outraged the people of Daraa, and on March 15th there was a call for a protest throughout Syria.
Met with a brutal response from the regime that caused a lot of death and destruction in Daraa. Eventually it kept growing until it became this unprecedented mass protest nationwide.
And that's how the Syrian revolution started.
When you see the Syrian rally, how the Syrian either they are clapping over their head or having their arms together, to me this indicates that look at us, we have nothing in our hand, there is no weapon. It's a peaceful demonstration.
The regime responded through different ways. There was the means of brutality, crackdown, arrests, torture.
Tens of thousands are injured, tens of thousands are incarcerated, and lots of people missing.
It is so hard for a mother or a grandmother to say goodbye to her son, and she knows that he may or may not come back.
The Syrian regime is just killing anyone and everyone who is opposing it.
The minorities are absolutely part of this revolution, and they have an important role, especially in the areas where they've been hit the most.
So it seems the hallmark of the Assad regime was to brutalize the Syrian people and install fear in their heart.
The worst thing that could happen is dying. And freedom is worth dying for. So when you have a population coming to that conclusion, you know that the regime has ended.
Once the people of Syria felt that they are going to reach freedom, they cannot just go back to the old ways.
There was an organization that was formed in 2005 called the Syrian American Council, known as SAC. The main goal of SAC was mainly to promote civic, economic, political development in Syria, with a focus on promoting civil rights and human rights there.
We're disseminating the clear information about what's going on in Syria and informing the public, the media, and the government about the fact of the Syrian situation.
Basically, the main goal was to organize and mobilize the Syrian American community around the country by holding town hall meetings, by holding protests and rallies, meeting with the public officials to educate them on what is happening in Syria and seeking the support, the political and economic support from the US government, by working with the US media. Of course, organizing the Syrian American community to hold fundraising events, to raise money to support the victims of the Assad brutality.
We want to continue after the revolution to make sure we organize the Syrian community so we can have a voice in the new government.
You don't have to be Syrian to care about the repression that is happening, the brutality that is happening, the killing, the death, disappearance of people in Syria. You don't have to be someone who has relatives in Syria to care about seeing peace and freedom in Syria. You have to be a human being. Always ask yourself, what would you like others to do had you been in that situation?
Support the Syrian cause You could do that by contacting your representative.
Write to your congressman, write to your senator.
Tell our elected officials, our government, to take more of an active role in applying more pressure on the Syrian regime, even if it's simple things like online activism, using social media. We have to keep spreading awareness about what's happening in Syria.
Coming with us to a rally, to a visual, either donating time, money, to just show us support that way.
A few dollars from American citizens can help rebuild so many people's homes, get the medicine for those who are sick, provide medical help for those who need it, provide financial aid for those who lost loved ones. I think the Syrian people has proven to us that freedom is more valuable than anything else. All we have to do is prove to them that we've witnessed, we've noticed, and we support their efforts.
People of Syria want democracy, want dignity, they want peace and stability.
The government of darkness has fallen and the light is coming closer. Our dream of freedom, God willing, is in front of us.
I just want it to be over. And I want to really take my girls and show them what Syria is all about. I mean, a beautiful country.
Persevere, be patient, and don't get tired. We're in it to the end, and God willing, we'll be successful.